guys, it's your boy Mel. You're back in with another video. So today, I am back with the reactions for now. So, as of today, I'm back. Technically, I'm back. So, basically, the reason why I've been doing reactions is because I've been busy the whole summer. I haven't been getting time. Now, as of right now, I have free time, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do reactions. And also, everybody's been saying like, yo, you should get back with the reactions. You just haven't done it in so long. It's been a few months. And you know what, I do agree with what they're saying, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for you guys. And yep. So today, we'll be reacting to when Michael Jordan bullied Larry Bird and instantly regretted it. So yeah, we're gonna check this out, and yeah, we'll start now.
You are currently looking at a 21-year-old Michael Jordan, a kid
He was
who's
21?
fresh off his junior season at North Carolina and has yet to play in a single NBA game. You are also currently looking at a 27-year-old Larry Bird, who is in his prime. Looking at this matchup on paper, this should have been no contest. Jordan was the leader of the 1984 Olympic team, a team made up of college kids, while Bird, he was leading a team full of NBA All-Stars who were supposed to toughen up the college kids before the Olympics and show them what life in the NBA was like.
That's crazy.
That's not what happened. Instead, Michael would go on to embarrass Larry and in turn created a rivalry that Michael himself would regret, because sure, Mike put up individual numbers against Bird and the Celtics that were absurd, but as you are about to see, during his time in the NBA, Michael Jordan eventually got the best of basically every star he ever faced off against except for one, and that man is Larry Bird. Now, you guys may remember this sequence from The Last Dance, and I'm going to explain to you why it's so meaningful.
Enjoy yourself, dog.
Wow. He just caught him off guard.
As you just saw, Michael cursed out the then head coach of the Indiana Pacers' version of Larry Bird after the 1998
Now this is what you call trash talk. People are interested in trash talking. That's how like people are interested in your career, is when you trash talk.
Because after taking him down in that Olympic exhibition game, in all reality, Jordan would never really get the best of Larry again, and instead, it was Larry Bird who would get his revenge. So what's up guys, Mike here, and today we are taking a deep dive on the story between Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. An underrated rivalry that again could possibly be the only rivalry that Michael Jordan was
Look at that shot from Larry Bird.
There are some absolutely crazy stories in this video. I know you're gonna love it. I do want to say though guys that episode 7 of my podcast Laced Up is out right now. In that episode we talked about the NBA MVP and we did a huge NBA playoff preview. Make sure to go check it out. The link is in the description, and remember, if you go to the Laced Up podcast channel, if you subscribe and turn on post notifications, you are going to be entered to win a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. That is a pretty sweet deal for just a few clicks of a button. So guys, go check out the podcast, link in the description. And now let's talk about this video. Let's set the stage with the 1984 Olympic team and the NBA All-Stars. Because you see, in order to get his team ready for the 1984 Olympics, Bob Knight scheduled 8 exhibitions with current NBA players, including several current All-Stars and future Hall of Famers. Now remember, at this point in time, only college kids could play in the Olympics. However, it was expected that these college kids would lose to the NBA All-Stars, right? Well, we'll get into that, but this also led to the first documented Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird matchup on July 9th, 1984. In this game, the NBA All-Star starting lineup featured future 3-time NBA champion John Paxson, 3-time All-Star Mark Aguirre, and 3 Hall of Famers in Robert Parrish, Isaiah Thomas, and of course, Larry Bird. Meanwhile, the Olympic team had 3 future Hall of Famers in Michael Jordan, Chris Mullin, and Patrick Ewing, but these were just college kids and they had no business really competing with NBA All-Stars. The Olympic team actually went 8-0 against 8 separate teams of NBA stars. As we all know, Michael Jordan was not the number 1 or number 2 pick in the 1984 draft, but playing for Bob Knight, Jordan
MJ was like 3, I
a
think.
dominant force, and it was clear this guy was going to make a huge impact in the league right away, and he did, as Mike would average over 28 points per game as a rookie. Now, because of this, Larry Bird saw Jordan as a threat.
Michael Jordan had 28 rookies. That's crazy, bro.
That Bird was currently
that is crazy.
Remember, Larry was the MVP in 1984, and he
Wow.
would actually win MVP in 1985 and 1986 as well. This meant that Larry Legend was at his apex, and he wanted Michael Jordan to know this was his league, which meant, according to Sports Illustrated, during the pregame warmups in Indy, Jordan had chased a ball to the NBA end, whereupon Bird controlled it. Did Bird hand it to Jordan? He did not. Without a smile, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head back to the Olympians' end. Jordan didn't seem surprised, he just shook his head. 4 nights later, when Jordan crashed to the floor in Milwaukee and Johnson paused to help him up, the NBA coach waved Johnson off. Get away from him. He's been over our backs all night, shouted none other than Oscar Robertson. Looking at Larry Bird specifically here, you heard that right. When a ball bounced to the NBA All-Star side and Michael Jordan went to retrieve it, Larry Bird did not give it to him. Instead, he kicked it over Michael Jordan's head. With this, Larry was telling Mike, I don't care who you are, you're going to have to earn respect in the NBA, and it's going to be tough. The thing is, though, this move would look kind of silly because on this night, Michael Jordan would embarrass the NBA All-Stars, including Larry Bird. Mike would help lead the Olympic team to a win as he showcased his jaw-dropping athleticism and his ability to already seemingly score at will. And of course, it wouldn't be a Michael Jordan game if there was not a huge highlight, which came in the form of this absolutely monster dunk over Robert Reed. Now, as for what Mike thought about Larry's actions during warm-ups, he would later say, quote, Bird was showing me it was all business now and I was beneath him. I didn't forget. Which means, I guess you could say, Michael Jordan took this personal.
Wow.
But the thing is, Larry Bird took this personal too. Remember, Larry was in his absolute prime at this point, but so were several Hall of Fame guards and forwards, and as I'm about to show you, Michael would eventually get the best.
Wow, look at that back shot.
Because when Michael entered the NBA,
that was
4
clean.
guards slash forwards would make the first team All-NBA in Michael's first 2 seasons. And guys, before we continue quickly, remember on this channel right here, if you also subscribe and turn on post notifications, once we hit 1.7 million subscribers, I'm also going to give one of you a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, so make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications. It's completely free. And guys, remember, if you're already subscribed, make sure to turn on post notifications too. That way you are also entered for this giveaway. All it takes is one click of a single button. Continuing on, these men were Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and Dominique Wilkins. Now, as you can see against Dominique, for his career, Michael beat him in everything. Wins, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, points, you name it. Michael had Dominique's
MJ
number
had
in the
27
regular season and in the
points.
playoffs. The two matched up once, and Mike's
Or
Bulls
34.
swept Dominique. Moving on to Magic Johnson. Michael barely snuck out a win difference in the regular
Wow.
season, and I would say certainly he had better overall
Magic
numbers,
Johnson
but
had
what
19
was most
points.
important
MJ
was
had
in their one
31.
meeting in
Oh
the
my
NBA
God.
Finals, Jordan
This is how
dominated,
you
and the
know
Bulls won
MJ
Mike's
was
first
like one of the
championship
best
in 5
out there.
games. So again, advantage
This
Mike.
is literally
brings us to Isaiah
showing
Thomas,
evidence.
the one other name on this list that actually has an argument for besting Mike. Now, in the regular season, Isaiah did win more games, but again,
MJ
I'd say
won.
Mike had better numbers,
31
and then
out
in
of
the playoffs,
21.
Mike's numbers were clearly better.
Bro,
but Isaiah
MJ was
does
at the
have the win
30s.
differential here. The thing is, though, Mike would get his revenge against Isaiah.
Wow.
He would, of course, knock out the Pistons in the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals after years of losing to them. A revenge that was so sweet that the Pistons refused to shake hands with the Bulls after they were swept.
Oh,
This
wow.
revenge makes all the
Look at
difference
that
because in Michael's
360. Oh
matchups
my, that
against
was
Larry
clean.
Bird, when looking at them head to head, we can see that in the regular season, Larry bested Mike in the wins column and put up similar numbers other than scoring.
Wow,
Then in
Larry
the
had
playoffs,
27.
Bird's
That's pretty
Celtics
good.
took down Jordan's Bulls all
But
6
MJ
times they
though,
played,
MJ
even
had
though Mike
40
had some
points.
absurd games,
40.
including, of course, his 63-point outburst against the 1986
Like, nobody
Celtics,
can
where Larry
level
would
to
call
MJ's
Michael
level.
God disguised as Michael Jordan. Larry and his team always got the best of Michael, and that never changed. Jordan would never get revenge over Larry Bird, which is, of course, not only extremely rare, but makes Larry one of a kind. And the thing is, Mike acknowledged this. When Larry eventually retired, Michael would make this statement. Larry, I hear that you're retiring. Thank goodness I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. You brought
He
a lot
just
of sad
violated
memories. I
him.
enjoyed it, and I wish you a lot of luck. And I think you
Wow.
had a great and wonderful
Now,
career.
personally,
You ruined a lot of
I
my
wouldn't
successful
take that,
games
though.
against the Boston Celtics. Some great words and some telling words, because we can see here Larry Bird was really the one guy that Michael Jordan never got. And sure, Larry Bird's Celtics were better than Michael Jordan's Bulls early on, but that was the case of a lot of teams when Michael Jordan entered the NBA. The thing is, Mike got revenge on every single one of those teams except for the Celtics and Bird. This already is huge, and I think because of this, Mike not only had the ultimate respect for Larry, but he also openly admitted that he learned a lot from him, especially
Facts.
in the
Larry
matter of
Bird,
getting into
like,
his opponent's
he's one of the
heads.
GOATs in the game.
Larry Bird is the greatest
I'm not
trash talker
surprised
and
that
mind game player
MJ's
of all
learned a
time.
lot
He taught
from
me everything I know about getting
Larry
in
Bird.
folks' heads. This was certainly true. During his time in the NBA, Mike watched as Larry did the following things, and this is just naming a few Larry Bird trash talking stories as there are a ton, but number one, in Mike's rookie year, Larry was playing the Atlanta Hawks and dropped 60 points. An amazing feat that was
60
even more
points?
incredible because according to Doc Rivers, quote, the last shot he said in the trainer's lap coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a three and it was going to be from deep. And then he said, who wants it? Then I think Reggie Brown, I'm not sure who it was, ran out after him. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Reggie bumps
Wow,
into
that was
him
literally
and
right next to the
accidentally knocks
bench.
him on our trainer's lap. Yes, Larry Bird actually landed in the trainer's lap, scored 60 points on the
What?
Atlanta Hawks, and
That's
the Atlanta
crazy.
Hawks bench celebrated.
He
Absolutely
landed in the
amazing. Story number
trainer's
two, of
lap.
course, Larry went into the locker room before the 1988 three-point contest, asked everyone competing
Oh,
who is coming
that
in
was
second,
like,
then
there
proceeded
was a
to
bit
keep
of
his
fighting and
warm-up
tackling
jacket on
there.
and win the contest on this final shot.
This is a tie for the money. Yo!
Uh-oh.
Larry Bird!
Wow, he knew he was gonna make
Then,
it.
of course,
That's
we
why
have
he was so
number three,
happy.
An absolute classic, as on Christmas Day in 1990, Larry went up to Indiana Pacer Chuck Person before the game and said, "Hey Chuck, I have a Christmas present for you." Then during that game, he pulled a three in Chuck's face and said, "Merry f***ing Christmas." as he
Wow.
drank it. These are just three of the legendary trash talking stories that Larry Bird racked up during his NBA career, and
This
I wanted
man.
to highlight them because Michael saw what Larry was doing. Michael saw how
This
effective
man's
his trash
mentality
talking
is
was,
just
and he
something
began to do the
else.
same. He saw that Larry played
Like,
mind
it's
games with his
like,
opponents,
you
and
just
that this
don't
paid off big
expect
time, and
it.
so Michael
You don't
developed
expect
his
this
own
type
style
of
getting
trash
into his
talk.
opponents' heads, and even went as far as befriending
You expect
Charles
something like,
Barkley during the
oh, I'm better
1990
than you, oh, I'm gonna
finals,
beat
taking
you.
him
But like,
golfing
he
before
said
game
some
4 of those
personal
finals and
stuff.
giving him a $20,000 earring so that Chuck would lose his competitive edge. That's right. When asked why he did this, Mike supposedly said, "He won't get in my way the rest of the series. What's $20,000 to me? Charles thinks we're great friends. I hate that fat f***." And absolutely
Whoa.
incredible story. And again, Michael himself
Wow.
said that he learned from Larry. He learned how to get into his opponent's heads, and this paid off big time as his career progressed.
Oh
Which
my
brings us to
God.
my final thoughts. What should we take away from this video? Well, to me, I
Look
think
at
it's
those
remarkable
shots.
that the one guy that Michael
Oh,
Jordan could never
that
beat
is
was
clean,
Larry
bro.
Bird, and maybe,
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
if Larry Bird's back did not go out,
Dang.
Michael would have gotten his chance to take down Bird because his career would have been longer. But it can also be said that if Larry's back held up, he would have been better, he would have stayed in his MVP form, and it could have been the Celtics who were beating the Bulls in the playoffs in the late 1980s, so Larry could have even gained a larger advantage on Jordan. We'll never know for sure there. What we do know is that in an extremely rare occurrence, it was an opponent who took things personal against Michael Jordan and actually got the better of him. Yes, Larry Bird took the loss in that 1984 exhibition game, but then after that, he did not do a whole lot more losing, especially in the playoffs. 6-0 for Larry Bird and the Celtics. That is something
Dang.
that Larry Bird will take to his grave, and is the reason why Michael was so hyped to beat Larry Bird when Larry was a coach. Finishing up here though, I do also think it's awesome that Mike really held no hard feelings against Larry. Sure, he is a competitive
That's good, though.
psychopath and always wanted to beat Larry, but he has openly praised Larry Bird. He has openly said that he has learned from Larry Bird, and he has said that he used this knowledge to help himself become the greatest basketball player of all time. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you
That's
for
really
watching.
wholesome.
If you did
That-
enjoy the
that
video,
is really
remember
wholesome.
to leave a like
I
and
like the
subscribe,
ending
and
of it.
also go check out my podcast and subscribe and turn on post notifications there. You're gonna be entered to win a PS5 or an Xbox Series X.
This is
And
like a
for this
really,
channel,
really,
same
really
deal.
wholesome,
As
like,
soon as we
story.
hit 1.7
I really
million
do like it.
subscribers, I'm giving away a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, so turn on post notifications here and subscribe here as well. That way you have 2 chances to win a PS5 or an Xbox Series X for free. I think that's a pretty sweet deal, and to everyone who's already subscribed, make sure your post notifications are on so you're also entered for the giveaway. And thank you for supporting. You guys are awesome, and as always, have an awesome day, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.
Man, this is crazy. Like, MJ, like, you guys saw, MJ was talking all of that crap to Larry Bird, and, like, it was crazy. Like, I was definitely just mind blown seeing MJ say all of that. He said, like, personal stuff. Like, he was swearing at him. He was doing all of that. But then, like, once MJ beat Larry Bird, it was, like, really wholesome that Larry Bird was the reason why MJ became a good player. And that made me really happy because, like, MJ respected Larry Bird at the end, but yet he was trash talking in the beginning. In the end, it just got like all wholesome, all happy, all positive. Man, like this was just amazing, thoughtful, and provoking. But yeah, alright, Joe, that's gonna do it for today's video. The outro.